so much for coming out tonight to Leaside's Art Night. I'm Sylvia Kirkley. I'm one of the teacher directors of this year's school play. Before we get started introducing the play and some special people that have been involved, I first want to pass the mic to Stephanie Marshall, who's going to speak about the art night. And we also want to thank her for organizing all of the beautiful artwork that you saw outside.
Thank you. I have my notes here. First of all, thank you for coming to this wonderful art showcase. And thank you to all the students who engaged and created great, wonderful work. Thank you to Visual Arts Council and grade 11 students who installed this show for a couple weeks now. Thank you to teachers, Mr. Severia for his photographic contributions. Thank you to Mr. Ragnan and Ms. Simmons for organizing the live and recorded music. Please check out the listening booth and booth gallery, by the way. Thank you to Angelos and Yasna for painstakingly gluing all those 500 paint chips in the gallery. Thank you to Ms. Rubenstein and her design class. Thank you to Ms. Fleet and Culinary Arts for supplying the delicious food. And thank you to Ms. Nixon and the administration team for continuing to support the arts. Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome to Leaside's annual production. This year's play is Morris Panich's The Ends of the Earth. It follows Frankie Gardner and Penny Walker as they are both convinced the other is following them, fruitlessly trying to escape what doesn't exist. Along the way, they encounter an eclectic cast of eccentric characters who assist or impede their journey, and we sincerely hope that you enjoy.
So before we get started, a few things. Please make sure your phones are off, on silent, off even more so they can't do the things that sometimes happen when they're on silent. Please put your phones away and make sure that they are not going to go off. We really do want to thank everyone that's been involved. I'm Ms. Peters. I'm also one of the teacher directors. But we really do want to thank the students who have been working so hard on tonight, as well as all of the teachers that have helped with the art showcase as well as the play, specifically Eve Spira, our student director, and Madeline Fong, our stage manager, who is backstage, and everyone else who has been involved in this process. We really hope that you enjoy.
Nothing, Alice. Is someone coming up the road? People! Oh, tell them to go away, Willie. God knows this hotel is no place for visitors.
Hello, ma'am. Mind if we ask you just a few questions?
You're not with the management, I take it?
Ma'am.
I suppose you'd like to see a room.
Oh, we'd like to see them all.
So why'd you do it, Frankie?
Do what? Let's start from the beginning. I don't know how I managed to get involved in this. Who am I? My importance being measured in grams and we measure the weight of these things. Imagine if you actually weighed what you were worth. I've often thought.
Have you?
The point is I'd be a lot better than I am. The point isn't no one really. My father was a high school teacher. Physics. It's where I get my sense of humor. My mother was like her. Died a few years ago, whistling and neatly.
Is this going anywhere, Frankie?
I do hope so, Clayton. After all, this is my life we're talking about here. And a person always likes to imagine their life is going somewhere. As having shape, perhaps, a kind of narrative, even though it might not seem that way when you're living it. In my case, there's nothing extraordinarily novel to report about me or anybody else I know. A neighbor of mine won a door prize once, somewhere. Money was involved, though I'm not sure how much. It wasn't millions, although you would have thought as much. Most people I know are exceedingly surprised if anything at all happens. They get on with their lives and that's pretty much it. Open the door to get a newspaper and close it again. Oh sure, there was a time when things happened, out in the open air, on a park, in the city street, when life expressed itself with more absolute certainty, when conversations flowed like ginger ale into a glass, when there was music playing somewhere at night, but now it's pretty much nothing at all. The flickering of the television window, light from some window, a cat off doing something, a garbage can lid going through. People are more private about things, live lives that are intentionally dull, and who can blame them? There's this kind of insane anger on the loose everywhere. Is it any wonder that people avoid things? Moving crowds? The less you're noticed, the better off you are. Obscurity. It's what's made this country so, well, not great, but certainly prudent, unheroic. I admire the weakness of the national character. One can so easily conform to it. I personally like traveling in the company of others I felt safe in a group. It was one of my philosophies in life. Never go off on your own, never get separated from the rest. So you see, I can't understand how I ever managed to get involved in this. I'd always tried to pretend like I wasn't there. But the truth is, there's just no getting around your own existence. It follows you everywhere. The throbbing toothache, the irritating little flea bite on the ankle, the leg that falls asleep, forcing you to drag yourself to the awesome movie theater. The tickle in the back of the throat, accompanied by the embarrassing and pathetic little cough. The point is, you don't want to draw attention to yourself, and the point is, I did. Towards me, this woman who might otherwise never have noticed me. You see, I was just standing there, quietly mindlessly thinking of sheer space. And into the space started this thought of acting on impulse and doing whatever occurs to you on the spur of the moment. Things like that. You know those thoughts. Of leaping off a bridge as you cross it, or shouting something perfectly obscene at the top of your lungs in the middle of some Sunday afternoon chamber concert. And the way you hardly ever realize what you're doing until it's done. I found myself at this bus stop, sort of folding my tongue in half like this. And it's not just that she noticed me. She took out a notepad and jotted something down. And then she left, abruptly. Astrid and I wandered through the park. I think it's autumn. Not that she'd have noticed. Astrid was completely oblivious to the world around her. In some ways, I envied that. Whenever we ate at those restaurants, you know, those ones on the very edge of civilization, she always managed to seat herself with her back to the frothing maniac in the wool hat making stabbing gestures at me with a steak knife, or the old woman in the green plastic bag. I'd say to Astrid, let's get out of here before we're murdered, shall we? It's just another lunatic, she'd say, as if that would somehow make them all disappear into thin air. But she wasn't like that, no. She was different. It was her ordinariness that was so exceptional, her complete lack of any distinguishing characteristics, except, of course, for the notepad. Are you listening to me by any chance? She never listened to me. Always looked right past me, as if someone more interesting might come along at any moment. Eventually, someone did. This is serious, Astrid. I think someone's following me. Where? What do you mean, where? Following me. Last night, she was there again. Same corner, with the notepad. And this morning, she's on the bus, pretending to be going someplace, all the while furtively glancing back at me and making another entry. Oh my God. Don't look near there now. Over there, by those trees, there's this old woman with a saucepan on her head. I stick my tongue out for 1 minute and people start secret files on me. That some woman can wander around the park with an aluminum pot for a hat. And nobody thinks twice. It isn't fair.
What isn't there?
Never mind. Astrid was depressed again.
Who are you talking to?
The world, Astrid. Just in case somebody's listening. What are you dreaming of, Astrid? Huh?
don't love you anymore, Frank.
Oh, I see. Did you ever really love me?
No.
Oh. So did I do anything?
Cheered me up a little. I don't think I was meant to be happy.
I was. Apparently I cheered her up a little. Apparently too little. Off she went with some guy in a beret. A beret! Does anybody really love anybody anymore? I should have known. She always used to answer her phone in the middle of our dates. Just in case, I suppose. That's the thing about phones. Unlike people, they can't be ignored. There! You see how it demands your immediate attention? For all I know, it could be her, or someone who works for her. She'd know my phone number by now. This morning, she followed me as far as the corner, and then she all of a sudden ducked into a hardware store, so I went and I watched her through the window for a while. She bought a pair of wire strippers. I ask you, what does any ordinary woman in the 20th century need with a pair of wire strippers? I was there, and all of a sudden she ducked out, so I immediately ran and hid in an alley. But then I waited a minute and I followed her further. And where do you think she went? This is really funny. She went to the apartment building directly across from where I lived. As I watched her go, I wondered, how much of my life would she take away before it was completely gone?
Call the police!
You think I haven't thought of that? I thought of everything. I can't stop thinking. I don't know, but who knows with these people?
What people?
Exactly.
She's harassing me.
Aren't you listening to me? She isn't doing anything. She's just there, all the time, everywhere I go.
You know, she might be wanting to buy your real estate.
What? She could be with them. Wait, what? I don't have anything anybody wants.
Maybe she wants to save your soul.
With a pair of wire strippers?
Could be something you wrote.
In a gardening column? Who could possibly be offended? A weed?
Listen,
Then again, I did write a real hash piece on aphids about that.
maybe she's an animals rights activist.
It's true, she could have twisted things around in her mind. People do that all the time, you know.
Fruit to retraction.
Mr. Finn, I have my credibility as a newspaper woman.
You do?
Mr. Finn was the publisher of a newspaper to which I was a regular contributor. It was called the Free Advertiser Weekly. I was the typesetter. As well, I sold the advertising. In fact, I was the head of advertising. In fact, I was the head of everything, which meant I was also the head of distribution, which meant I delivered the papers door to door.
What?
Newspaper?
I don't want this.
It's free.
I said I don't want it.
How can you not want it? It's free, you idiot. Or you missed the entire point of this. I've never lashed out like that. It must be the pressure of the stress of this thing following me, but really, it's just difficult to imagine that a free newspaper has circulation issues. I suppose people are overloaded by information now. They come to realize that life's like a big rock. You don't necessarily want to turn it over to see what's underneath. Unless you're an entomologist, that is. Did I mention I studied insects in college? It seemed like the natural field for me. There were a few exceptions, but generally I like insects. If nothing else, for their sheer numbers. With insects, there's always a crowd. I did, however, give up the field when I realized that most people in the field of entomology went into the extermination business, and that felt rather self-defeating. So I turned to writing poetry on the subject next, which proved vastly unpopular, but it did give me a feeling for literary composition. I turned to writing fiction next, but my stuff was rather lifeless, so it didn't really pan out. You know, I can't even tell a joke, so I think it's becoming sort of concerned. So I turned to writing about gardens next. I can't imagine there being anything so perfect as those. when you look at a garden, you wouldn't see all the seething underground insect activity and just see the quiet beauty of it. You know, when I tried to prevent this, my name's Frankie Gardner. I always try to not be a gardener, but I guess my life had been plotted out for me like carrot seeds in neat little rows. They'd say, gosh, what happened to Frankie Gardner? I don't know. But there I was, at the free advertising weekly, a newspaper. It wasn't much, but I suppose it was something.
By the way, I'm facing up the features.
What? Then there'll be nothing but advertising. What kind of newspaper is that?
A successful one.
Wasn't this sort of a left-wing newspaper when I started here?
Things change, Frankie.
Speaking of which, I'm going by Miles now.
Miles.
Travers, I feel I need an alias.
What? Why?
Why else?
This woman is still following you? Well, why don't you take some time off then?
What? Here? I'm indispensable here.
Frankie, listen.
Miles.
Whatever. Listen. I wish I could say that you've been like a daughter to me. But you haven't. I've never had a daughter. I've been potent.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Everyone else does.
They do?
Yeah, and I don't have anyone to leave the paper to.
That's a dangling preposition, Mr. Finn.
Oh, it sure the hell is. Listen, the wife and I will retire. I'll sell the paper. We'll go someplace. The wife and I only have a few years left, and I'd like to spend as much time away from her as I possibly can now.
But this is your whole life, Mr. Finn.
Not really.
I mean, I could run the paper. I'm running it now.
You want to end up like me? My life was over before it even started. There's no future in this, Frankie.
But I don't want a future. I just want to be a part of something, even if it is the Free Advertiser Weekly.
So, where is he then?
Well, can't see her, Astrid. She acts with a certain degree of professionalism.
Is that a real mustache, Frankie?
I'm going by Miles now. Travers.
You are?
I feel I need an alias. I've decided to check into a hotel for the time being. I can't tell you which one.
Wasn't asking.
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were asking.
I wasn't. I'm moving in with a friend.
What? Do I need to know this? Also, it's Miles. But do I need to know this?
I don't know. We thought maybe we'd have a child.
A child? You're having a child with a man who wears a beret?
A beret? No, he's a lawyer. You're thinking about other guy.
I am? Yes, I suppose I am. And what happened to him?
Didn't really love him.
Do you really love the lawyer?
No, but he's trying to talk me into it.
So he's actually a solicitor then. And the rest of us were like the trees in Aspen's sad forest, felled one by one to fit her winding path. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a part of someone's trailblazing history. It's far better than having been noted in life. Left the park going west.
So did you follow her?
Yes.
And
She checked into a hotel.
that's not unusual.
No. Not if you're from out of town.
What is it about intercoms?
I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody even had name.
What? I didn't give you a name. Hello?
did.
No, I didn't. Hello? Hello?
Go away.
Hello? How could she not trust me? She doesn't even know me. Hello? Ma'am?
What?
Hello, I need some information about
He moved out.
who?
That guy? He moved out.
You don't know who I'm talking about, sir.
Yes, I do. The guy who moved out.
If we could just for a moment discuss this guy who moved out so that we can discover whether or not we're talking about the same person. Sir? Hello?
Sorry,
I wonder if I could
sorry, no.
follow you. I'm looking for just a...
I don't know, the guy who moved, who was on the first floor, he moved out.
Wait, I only want to ask a simple question.
Sorry, no!
A simple question! Ah! Hello? Hello? What on earth is wrong with you people? Can't a person do a little digging around before arousing all this suspicion?
Come on up, fella.
Thank God for some people, I always say. The ones who make you believe there might just be good somewhere on this rotten planet. Or is it just that they want a friend?
I saw a rat, a big one, in the corner. And I cracked it over the head with the shovel. Split its skull right open. Did I tell you about that?
4 times, actually, but never mind.
That was a big rat.
So tell me again about the woman who lives down the hall.
What woman?
The woman I've asked you about repeatedly?
Huh. Ah, that woman. Do I know her?
She lives down the hall.
Did I see her going in and out or what?
Well, it's hard to tell what you've seen exactly.
I saw a rat, a big one, in the corner.
Yes. And what about the woman? The one down the hall?
Not very friendly.
No.
Mean looking.
That's the one.
Smacked them over the head with a shovel. Who? The rat. This big. Bigger. Excuse me. Stay out of this. What? Got a friend here. Says he doesn't like you.
Me? Why?
I don't know. Ask him.
Why don't you like me?
He's kind of mental.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Laying hardwood floors, 40 years, lot of glue.
Does he live the woman down the hall?
Better ask him.
It's interesting how intimidated you can be by someone who isn't even there. I did, however, manage to decipher that the woman down the hall was a Ms. Penny Walker, that she moved in about a month ago, that she never had anybody up to her room, and that generally she didn't say much to her neighbors, and most importantly, that her garbage had been gone through by Jack here and his friend. I'm sorry?
Jack,
Would either of you care to tell me about it?
nothing much to tell, he says. A few crumpled up pieces of paper, an old light switch.
Light switch.
Some old pizza boxes, this big, no, bigger.
They explained in a kind of odd detail the entire contents of Ms. Walker's garbage. I decided to check it out for myself, put things in a kind of order I could understand. I uncovered the rather following interesting items. Alphabetically, an advertiser weekly, last month's, with indecipherable little notes in it, Kleenex with blood on it. And get this, minute pieces of plastic electrical wire casing, which would explain a lot, don't you think?
Not your state of mind.
The wire strippers, Mr. Finn. Obviously, she's reconnecting the electricity in some bizarre and specific way. And it all... And then there's that discarded light switch. And look at the type of food she eats. It all points to one thing, Mr. Finn.
An electrician with a bad diet.
A stakeout, Mr. Finn. And what about all this blood? No, I've decided I have to get out of here. I need to leave town, and I need your help.
Help? You know I don't like to help people out.
But you're one of my only friends.
Really?
gardening column. Apparently she's one of the few people who actually bothers to read our papers. It took some convincing, but finally Mr. Finn agreed. I tried to write about something that would grab Ms. Walker's attention. I decided to write about low voltage gardening lights, and I made some reference to her throughout with things like, "Those who follow me regularly will note," etc., etc. I said it was my last piece and that I was headed east for a while, when actually I was headed west. And finally, I referred to Ms. Walker by name. This is what I said. If there's a Miss Penny Walker out there, I've got a little gardening advice for her. Quit digging around.
So,
Quit digging around what?
look, I hardly know the gal.
She was an employee here for 5 years.
5. Was she?
Why are you protecting her?
I'm not. I wouldn't. Why? What's she done?
A lot of things.
Her?
Why not?
She's not the type.
Yeah, what type is that?
Unlikely.
Those are usually the ones.
They are.
This Finn guy wasn't very cooperative.
Well, Frank's pretty nondescript from what I can remember anyways.
Yeah, there was that woman. Not very cooperative at all!
Gosh, you seem so angry.
Yeah, well, life makes me angry.
Really?
Look, could you get me a Kleenex? I'm about to have a nice food here.
This is why you should get so emotionally involved with these things.
Nobody seemed to know anything about this guy.
Maybe because there's nothing to know.
They were lying. Every one of them.
People don't lie. It takes too much imagination. They just generalize.
I don't mind being misled, Irene. It's not the dishonesty of people that makes me so mad. It's the completely dishonest way they go about it. If people are going to do things behind your back, they should at least not do them behind your back.
Oh, where'd you get all this moral integrity, Walker? In prison?
You don't know anything about that. You hear me?
I bet we do.
You can never know.
I bet we could. Try us.
All I ever wanted to do was get to the bottom of things.
From what I understand, he went right to the bottom.
Don't know.
The truth can be a bloody nuisance, can't it? Ah, jeez, quick, my nose.
Here. Thanks.
So are you a detective or something like that?
Something like that.
Haven't gone out with Frank in a long time. Stopped going out with him when I realized what was really going on.
What was going on?
Nothing. Do you have really high blood pressure or something? I have basically no blood pressure at all.
Does she belong to any organizations that you know of?
Frankie?
Or did she have any political affiliations?
It seemed to me that she belonged to just about everything. She had 14 video rental cards, 6 bank accounts or something.
Didn't you find that a little suspicious?
And she never signed up for anything just in case she'd win. One time we were at this theater thing, she got called up on stage. I had to take her to emergency with chest pains or something. She didn't like being singled out.
Did she ever say why?
Probably.
You don't know much about her.
No, I don't.
Maybe she didn't. She knew. They all knew, but nobody was talking.
Just show us evidence of something. That's all we're asking
But
for.
she went through my garbage.
How do you know that?
It's all folded and organized by subject.
So you decided to leave town?
She was going east. I thought I'd go west.
I thought you were after the truth, Walker.
I was.
Then, why were you heading away from it?
Sometimes in a person's life, they have to go where they have to go. So I went. Always feel safer in a bus depot. The rate of crime is very high, but then again, so is the volume of traffic, so the chances of survival here are pretty good. You just gotta keep quiet and grazing, like sheep. What's this? Oh my god. Look, can it be? Hers. Gotta get out of here.
How can it be conspicuous? Big is conspicuous. Small is inconspicuous.
People are looking at me.
What do you expect? You're making a fuss. Don't make a fuss. People won't look at you. Sit down.
Oh my god.
What now?
It's so big.
What?
Is it necessary that it be so big?
It's exactly the same size as everyone else's.
Is it?
All the menus are the same size, and all the tables are the same size.
Yes, but couldn't the tables be just, a little bit bigger and the menus be a little bit smaller? That just is a general rule. That's all I'm asking.
Why don't you just order?
Could you keep your voice down, please? I don't know what I want. I need a minute.
All right, a minute.
If I'm so inconspicuous, then why is everybody looking at me now? I hate restaurants. I hate them. This always happens.
I suppose you want a table too?
A table? Who wants to know?
There aren't any.
Oh, I'll wait.
You have to wait. What?
I'll wait.
You're gonna have to. What do you want?
Wait, don't take the menu. I haven't decided yet.
There are hundreds of people waiting for tables.
There's one.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. Go away.
You listen to me, ma'am, mister. I'm a waitress here. I don't take orders from people.
One hit.
What is wrong with you?
God. I wonder if you could stop drawing quite so much attention to this table, as small as it is. You seem to make it loom very large.
Oh, so I suppose you think I'm not going anywhere in life just because I'm stuck in here. Well, maybe I took a quick look around and thought, where the hell is everyone trying to get in life? And I realized this was it.
Shh.
What are you hiding from?
Please.
You a convict?
Really, is it necessary for me to clear my record with you in order to get service? Fine. I have no criminal convictions at the moment, but thank you for asking. I'll have the Peter Rabbit salad.
Bunny size or regular?
Bunny, please. And I'd like to keep the menu so that I can peruse the dessert options at my leisure. Thank you.
Oh, brother.
Excuse me?
You again?
There's an empty seat right there.
You have to wait to be seated?
Well, I've waited, and now I'd like to be seated.
Oh, I see. Yeah, everybody else has to wait, but not you, because you're different. You're on a special journey. Is that right? Just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a woman here with a bus to catch. Could everybody else just leave? There.
Thank you. Mind if I sit here?
You suppose I could take a look at that menu?
No comprende, señor.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
Pardon?
Hey, la menu! Who told you to sit down? This guy doesn't mind. None?
Yes.
I don't give a good goddamn what they think. As a matter of fact, we were having a perfectly decent conversation before you bulldozed your way in here and that is it! I've had enough! Everybody out of my restaurant now! You! Get out of my restaurant!
Definitely up to something. But why? People don't go through my garbage for no reason. Interview my neighbors, publish secret messages in the press, taunt me with mocking tongue gestures. Throw salad? These are no accidents, these little events in my life. From that day, I was struck by lightning. 3 years old, charred and dazed, staring into the sky and wondering, what happened? I began to sense something about myself, that I was a sort of a conductor of bad things. You know, that all the ill will that could exist in the universe was somehow attracted to me, drawn down through me like a kind of lightning rod. Just this lone tree on the landscape. An orphan from birth, left standing, just waiting for bad luck to strike me. Sometimes it only happens in little quiet ways. The way ice cream falls off the cone. Just another dream lying on the ground. Melting in the gutter. And sometimes in ways more excruciating. Those prospective parents, the orphanage, looking at me, ugly, ridiculous, standing at the other end of the room. They never picked me, but how many times did they bring me out anyways? Just to let me know. How many teachers would ignore my raised hand? How many prayers at night go unanswered? How many women charitably smile at me in bars, hoping I won't come over to chat? How many years pass me by, and how many chances before I realize there's a kind of pattern to this? Life would always seem to me a little like bingo, you know? You keep playing, even though someone else is always winning. You don't think about the person calling the numbers, but then you start to wonder, gee, how many times can a person possibly lose? How much bad luck, bad timing, bad news? 3 broken engagements, 9 broken bones, 4 laughable attempts at corrective surgery, 1 accidentally removed kidney, 3 times attacked by animals at a wild game preserve, all on the same day, 5 times fired, 8 laid off, bingo, twice electrocuted, once loved, accidentally. He thought I was someone else. So he says. For 2 weeks. I didn't know she was supposed to meet him on the corner. I happened to be there. Can you believe it was 2 weeks before he finally used her name? I can't. I went and lay down in the middle of the road. A car swerved and hit another car. 2 people were seriously injured. Bingo! I once fell out of a small airplane on takeoff. It just rolled across the runway and somehow into a cargo hold, unconscious. Flown to Resolute Bay with a consignment of medical supplies. Coincidence? Well, that's what they'd like you to think, isn't it? These people, the ones she's with, the ones calling all the numbers. Numbers that are never mine. These are my numbers here. See, every week I buy another lottery ticket, just to prove I'll never win. And I never will. I know it, with the loss of every job, every eviction, every jail term. Oh yes, even that on occasion. You see, I finally become what they intended over time, lost my stability, you might say. But then, how many lousy numbers can they call before a guy finally goes after the caller? I shouldn't expect people to really care. After all, isn't life complicated and difficult enough? Yeah, maybe. But why is it so complicated and
too much, you think? Bingo. Nobody bothers to think about it. And then, one day by chance, standing at some bus stop, you happen to notice a stranger who somehow seems connected to something. Something of which you are a part. How alone lately? She seems to be alone, acting on her own. You might almost believe she's just some nobody. Just like you, working away at some pointless kind of life. Maybe this isn't about anything, you begin to think, waiting for your bus. Maybe there is no higher order of things, no conspiracy of any kind, just some runaway machine you're all part of. Pistons wildly pumping, the speed accelerating, and no one happening home. But then, out of the corner of your eye, you may suddenly catch a glimpse of truth. And then she left, abruptly. And that was the beginning of that. My whole life just started to come away in pieces, like a rusty automobile. My job, my fiance, my sanity. And then I found myself just having left my whole life behind, back in some ditch somewhere. And I was hitchhiking, for God's sake. I mean, I wasn't going to travel by the usual means, so I was reduced to being a tattered vagabond, trying out life in the wild regions. For a while out there, I felt sort of hopeful. Miles of possibilities. Fresh air. I'm at this truck stop. Got a lift with this guy, Lawrence. His mind. Man, what the world can do to you. Or maybe it was just the drugs he was taking. The what? Is it okay to drive now?
Yeah, I've got some drugs in the truck. That'll take me. Right.
What's your big hurry? Anyway.
Don't want to slow things down too much. Like, stop altogether. Whoa! That is a huge June bug over there.
That's a dog.
Ugly dog, man.
I don't think you should be handling an 18-wheeler in your condition.
It's just a road. It's not like I'm driving through the moon or anything. It's just a line, one freaking long line. From one end of the road to the other, then back again. See ya.
Thanks for the lift. Nowhere. But never mind, I was just glad to be back on the road again. And out in the open. There's a feeling you get when you leave something behind. Like maybe that thing never existed in the first place. There must be some place, I thought, where these people can't follow me. And I was going to go there.
Do you ever think about two realities existing simultaneously? Like, I'm going this way, and then this guy's going the other way, and all that's separating us is our direction, man.
Do you think it's safe to pass?
And there's this yellow line. What happens if it disappears, eh? Oh,
Whoa! Nearly hit my little ship over there.
Shit, that's a bus!
in the middle of the freaking canal?
That's a road! That's a ditch! Oh my god, look out!
For what?
Just watch the road. Let me out of here! Let me out of here!
Don't freak out, man. I'm licensed to do this.
Just stop the truck. Let me out of here. Gear down. I'll fly down that bus over there. Down. Down.
Oh, what was that?
Just a small mammal. Forget about it. Just watch. Oh my god, watch the road.
What? Where?
What do you mean where? The road?
Hey, I know how to drive, man. I'm a member of the freaking union.
was sort of twitching.
I fell asleep on this lady's shoulder, you see, on this bus to nowhere. When I woke up, it was raining, just softly raining on the window. And her scent was like the scent of cucumbers. I looked at her and I felt like crying all of a sudden. Maybe I felt the tears would relieve my eyes a little and help me see more clearly what was up ahead. But I think buses are like life in a way. Someone else is driving and you can only sit and watch the passing bit.
Cut the crap, Walker.
That's like poetry, what you said.
Maybe you just don't know what poetry is, Clayton.
I know what it isn't.
I love poetry. It's like my favorite thing.
What's your name, by the way?
It's Nona. It's a stage name.
You must be an actress.
So how'd you guess? Theater is my favorite thing.
I thought, poetry was her favorite thing.
So she had a lot of favorite things.
Then she offered me a sandwich. I don't recall that anyone has ever done that.
I gave up meat, but I keep forgetting. I had a bad experience with pork chop once.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So, what else? I acted in this play. I don't remember the name of it, but it was really good. I said to those guys, I don't need to take this crap from me. And they weren't even paying anyway. Do you ever get the feeling like you just want to crawl out of your skin? Like a snake. Slither away and leave it there. You're looking at me so weird. What's wrong?
Did I slobber on you while I was sleeping? I do that sometimes.
That's okay. I drool all over myself. Once I was drooling down the side of my mouth and I didn't even know it. I was watching TV and I was so into it, you know? And then I see the spittle coming down the side of my mouth, you know? And I thought it was like a praying mantis or something. Holy cow, what'd you get that for?
I was stretching.
Gee, I thought you were angry.
Well, you know if I was angry, I get very angry.
Yeah. Did you ever kill anybody? No, I've never done that. I did. Once. Shot a guy. Didn't kill him, but nearly. I'm not very good at communicating my feelings sometimes. What's your name anyway?
It's Walker, Penny Walker.
That's so poetic, Walker. So sad. Like someone on a road. Walking. You know, just not running, but walking. A walker.
Or you could just call me Penny.
So, what's your occupation, Miss Penny Walker?
Pre-occupation, that's my occupation.
Mine too!
I used to be an electrician. I didn't know about anything else, but I knew about that. When I looked at a room, I saw wiring, that's all. Didn't see the room, didn't even see the things in the room, it was just wiring. And when I looked at people, I didn't understand them because I didn't see them. But now I can see. This isn't just happening, Mona. There's a mechanism. Some kind of wheels turning here, somewhere. And people don't see it because everybody's got their own specialized compartment. You, me, everybody.
Yeah. I've got to go somewhere. I've got to get out of my situation. I saw this psychic, right? Wait, I'll give you her address.
Me?
She's a genius. She said, I'm gonna head out into the world and take it on. Here. This is her address. See, directions charted. She said, head east. So, that's where I'm headed.
East?
Why, is there a problem with that? Shouldn't I go there?
Well, no, it's just that we're heading west.
Oh, I'll head to the mountains then.
These are the mountains. Maybe you should check with somebody.
I don't even really know where I want to go, so who's gonna tell me?
Well, maybe you should just go where you're going.
But what about my acting career?
I understand.
I've got to take the world on. We could both take it on. Stop being pushed around all the time. We could do a little pushing. Start looking ahead of us and stop looking behind us all the time just in case. Oh my God. What? Don't look. There's a woman. Don't look. What's sitting there? Following me. Following you. Why? That's her. Him? He got on the bus when we were sleeping. He was out there. Of course she was. Don't worry, I'll handle it. What? I've got this. What is that? A gun? Well, no, we can't kill her. Well, where'd you get that? I was an extra in this movie. Just put it back in your bag and forget about it. And what do we do now? Next stop? Make a run for it. I assumed they were talking about me since they kept looking back in my general direction, and I assumed the discussion involved some sort of plan, to which I assumed, an integral part. But if they assumed that I'd fall into their trap, then they assumed wrong.
That's a lot of assumptions there, Frankie.
Is it?
For such an unassuming person?
What's that? Is that a joke?
So why did you get off the bus when they got off the bus, if you were trying to get away from them?
Well, let's put it this way. It seemed like the appropriate thing to do in the circumstances.
And what circumstances were those?
It was the last stop. What happens to us now?
Us?
Who? You're all I have, Miss Penny Walker.
I didn't think it was possible there could be someone in the world more desperate than me.
More lonely?
Made me love her. As much as my life would allow me to love anyone. Then I thought about how then
There'll be some kind of tragedy. I love tragedy.
No, you'll get sucked into a large engine of some kind, or maybe crushed by a garbage compactor, fall off a mountain while I'm taking your picture.
Oh, don't you see, Mona, that you're as faith in life as I am? Bad luck is my only companion.
Let's not give anyone else the pleasure of destroying our friendship when we can have the pleasure of ending it ourselves. Here now.
Make it a friendship, make it a song.
In a way, it was one of the few fulfilling moments of my life. And then she got off the bus. But she didn't. It was the last stop, but she just sat there.
Waiting for me, watching me. Then all of a sudden, we both headed for the door. Oh, excuse me. But she went off in her direction. Now I wonder if she's in any danger.
Danger? What is danger? You are in danger.
You? You're some kind of a psychic understand secret.
Be
It's a ticket stub. She wrote your address on the back.
Ah, please, I see. Wait. What is this? I see him. No, leave him. You have something. Leave.
Kidney.
That's right. And I see a him.
Now, it's missing.
I see that it is missing. Wait. What is this I see? It's some kind of secret. You are very person. Sergio, you believe. Sergio's kind of shy about me.
Hello? We stared at each other for about 5 minutes. And in spite of how threatening he seemed, I wasn't the least bit frightened of him. It's the knives you don't see in this world you have to watch out for.
Another satisfied customer. Now, where was I? Right. I sense a journey. A long journey. But when?
I don't know.
So why don't you? Does that hurt?
How? What about this guy who's following me?
Some guy is following you?
You're a psychic.
Wait. I see some guy who is following you.
That's the one.
That would be why you cross paths with that girl. No. I tell her, head east.
She was heading west.
Never mind all of the directional semantics. East, west, this way, that way. It's all the same. The future is where you are going to end up. Because you are already there. It's some kind of dark European figure. You know it's where they are smoke cigarettes. Wait. I see a sheep. Some kind of black sheep on the horizon.
What, like in a pasture?
A mystery. Oh no. Wait. No, just some numbers. Lottery numbers. Don't worry. They're last week numbers anyway.
Her name is Frankie Gardner.
You know her?
I know her name.
And yet, you are afraid.
These people are serious. They've pushed me to the edge.
There is still quite some distance to go.
What can you tell me about this guy?
But what you don't know is blue. It has the clouds in it. It sometimes has the birds. Is this?
No, this guy.
Where will I finally meet her in the end?
Meet? No. You do not want to meet her. Meeting her will lead to danger. And maybe even death.
Debt? Like I'm gonna borrow some money? Or...
No. Not like owing the money to a stupid government, like dropping debt on this war.
So that's it. Bingo. They're finally gonna do me in.
Wait. What's this I see? It's some kind of riddle. Riddle! Listen to the riddle. Think will follow you to the ends of the earth.
That's forever. There is no end. It just goes around and around.
But you reach the end when you come to the seashore. No?
See? Yes, well maybe that's it.
Yes, you think so.
I'll sail away then.
To where?
Does it matter?
And yet, I have a sense of a new destiny for you. So long as the setting sun never sinks into the sea. That is the communication I get.
I'll have to head west and just keep heading there? Around and around and around the world? Is that what that means?
Yes, I think so.
That way the sun will never sink.
Yes. I see.
How do I know you're right about all this?
How do you know I'm wrong?
I took her advice anyway, and I headed towards the sea. Sergio managed to overcome his shyness and follow me for a few miles without saying anything. Then he pointed off towards the west, where I could see, glinting in the sunlight, a cargo ship. A black one, as if it had been waiting for me all along. I thanked him, but he didn't say a word, just indicated that he wanted to bum a cigarette. Then he offered me the crucifix he was wearing in exchange, and it gave me an idea. I would give him my identity. It was perfect. Who would ever know? So we traded lives right there and then, as a legal immigrant and me. I gave him my wallet and everything in it. Little did he know my destiny had in store. I almost felt bad okay?
The gun does not help.
Shut up! I know who you are, and I know what you're after. Who are you, and what are you after? Shut up!
After it's you people that are after me.
What people?
When I told her the truth about her, she went completely berserk.
Why would she lie to me? People can really be such liars, I could kill them all!
Please put the gun down. And not all people are bad. What about past presidents on second thought? What about me? I'm a perfectly decent guy. I hardly even qualify as a man. I'm sort of half man, half gelatin. You can't kill me. It'd be like killing nothing.
How could you be so pathetic?
It takes years of groveling.
You in the talent agent business by any chance?
Me? Why? Are you looking for representation?
Maybe.
Rather odd way of finding it.
Yeah, my acting career is going nowhere. I keep getting turned around.
You're like me, both of us. We need to be ruthless about where we're going or we'll never get there.
Yeah, I know.
She wanted me to be her agent, but I couldn't see a future in it for either of us. But somehow we managed to part as friends. She gave me this as a sort of memento. Stick to shooting movies.
Hope it comes in handy.
But I'm rather hoping it doesn't.
Jess, try not to point it directly at my head, okay?
Thanks. I'll try. I mean, this is my first time holding a gun, but I'll do my best. Sorry.
To where am I looking you?
To where are you looking?
I don't know.
Someplace obscure
So, Yemen?
that I can reach without a camel. Thanks. An island.
Let's see. There are a few in French Polynesia that haven't been blown up.
Yet. Nothing safer?
The Falklands?
Less controversial.
Elba?
Too much history.
Galapagos?
Too much biology.
South Moresby?
No trees. No, too many trees. I want nothing, okay? Please.
The Hebrides? Wow, you really do want to get away. Here's something. Oh, I don't think you want to go there.
Really? I'll take it.
It's practically impossible to get to,
Perfect. Some island I set out for life somewhere where beyond the shores of this life and stop for directions in one of those little seaside towns where the people are about as odd as the fish they catch and just as warm-hearted. But, I was armed now. Dangerous. Sort of. I was starting to become a little disheveled in appearance, and I couldn't help noticing myself in the shop window as I passed.
Willie? Willie?
I thought I was someone else, I really did. It was a strange little shop, by the way. But it's in the window's directions charted, so I figured they sold maps and I went in. Hello, is anybody home? Dear me. And then a woman entered from the back.
What do you want?
I'm looking for directions, an island. She looked me over once and said,
I know that.
You do?
Of course I do. This is psychic shop. I know everything.
I thought you sold maps.
Don't need map. I sense. What do you? I don't need you.
Well, I told you that.
Don't need to tell. Wait. I see something. Nothing.
But I thought you said you saw something.
Yes, I saw something and nothing. Wait. I see a letter B and the number 4. You know what that is?
B4?
Yes, before. And after this vast emptiness, better watch your step. Here, take this as a reminder to always look before and never behind.
A ticket stub to what?
Exactly.
Well, gosh, I feel better already. B4. Always look before me. Okay, so where's this threshold beyond which the psychic saw nothing? God, I hate sidekicks.
Willie? Willie? Willie, where are you?
Who are you?
No one. Understand?
I understand. That is the crucifix that I gave Sergio. Now it is yours. Now you are my friend. Understand?
Who says I'm looking for?
I sense that you are sad.
Partially sad. She's standing at the edge of the world somewhere, and I'm sailing away off the end of it. I'm out of her reach now. There's nothing to fear.
Nothing is something to fear. And anyway, an enemy is as good as a friend in lonely times. Where will you go now that you no longer have a reason to go there?
Across this ocean, and the next one to where the setting sun never sinks into the sea.
La Costa del Sol. Sí.
Isn't that the name of the ship?
Sí. La Costa del Sol. The setting sun.
Where are you? Where else would I be? Oh, Willie, terrors have turned upon me. They pursue my soul as the heaven tonight. Shall I get you some Ovaltine? This here is it.
Oh my.
Don't expect to come back this way, though.
Why not?
Last run, government's cutting back on services.
Perhaps you could recommend a little bed and breakfast somewhere?
Big white house of that away. Up the road a ways in Dover, by the sea. Shutters banging away in the breeze, old rusty gate. House sits on a very high cliff. Some years ago, part of it fell right away into the sea. Just like that. Someday soon, the other half will follow.
Have they thought of bringing in a structural engineer?
Women up there, flighty as a finch, and her blind friend, queer ones, sitting like death, waiting. God only knows why. Nothing out here to wait for, except the howling wind.
Gosh, I wonder if I've come to the right place.
This here is the ends of the earth.
Oh, then I suppose I have. close somewhere. I was thinking of a small stone cottage by the water. I do love catching up on things. Think of all the catching up I could do. And gardening, of course, good heavens. And perhaps maybe write a short novel. Or perhaps a long novel. Or perhaps a very long one. Oh, perhaps there's something else up the road.
Don't be put off by the complete lack of hospitality. Here, sign the book.
I said, okay. Yes, well, I see you don't get a lot here. Not since, oh, good heavens. Of course, ferry service being what it is now.
What is it?
Non-existent.
Are you?
Am I what?
This way.
Which way? I'm sorry, I missed the point there.
Where?
What do you mean, where, what?
Never mind. Here we are.
Yes, I am.
Is that right?
Is what right?
Is what right?
I'm sorry, you seem to have lost me.
Where?
I'm sorry, I'm not following this at all.
Following what?
This, not at all.
This whole situation is terribly confusing.
I'd say so.
But one grows accustomed to anything.
Okay.
Tea?
Tea?
At this hour?
Pardon?
I'll see what I can do.
But tea, I didn't say anything about
Oh, don't mention it.
tea. I didn't say anything about tea. Did I? Perfect. I was on some island I couldn't get off. Really a threshold with nothing beyond. Perfect for a destitute end or a life of cheery simple-mindedness. Why not have tea? I was looking before me now. Oh, perfect. Atmosphere. Why not have tea? I was looking before me now.
That's sarcasm, right?
Honestly, you two act as if you don't believe a single word I've been saying.
It's no act.
What's the point of me going on like this? I might as well not even waste my breath.
Oh, I find that people have a habit of lying their way to the truth.
Not me.
Eventually.
So that's the game, is it?
It's no game.
Get me to say things like
What things?
You made your getaway.
yes, but why would she follow me, then all of a sudden not follow me? It didn't make any sense.
That's what we'd like to know.
Here we are.
Oh, here, let me give you a hand with that.
Why don't you give me a hand with this?
What? That's what I said.
Oh, just sit down, sit down. I'll do it myself.
All right.
Oh dear.
Good heavens. Okay, well, that's all right. Thank you.
What, right there in front of you, Mr. Travers?
I said thank you.
Cream and sugar.
I said thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you deaf by any chance?
Just a little ahead of myself. Let it steep first.
Steve?
Oh, just wait. I'll see what I can find.
What? Oh my gosh. Is there no one here with whom one can communicate? Or is it simply too much to ask?
This is all the linen there is, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, thank you.
No one's done any washing of any kind.
Yes, well, perhaps just put it down then.
Yes, take those, take those. Why not? It's every man for himself.
Really?
We all have to help each other out around here.
I see.
No, not quite. Another minute. Biscuit?
I suppose if I put these down.
Yes, take those. Why not?
Oh, thank you. These are bullion cubes.
Take two.
That's fine. One will be.
Just slightly.
What?
And you?
What?
Oh, well, give me your cup then. You like it strong, I hope?
I suppose. A little stronger than that.
Sugar?
I think that's cornstarch.
Oh, well, I hope someone gets some more.
What? I said, I think that's cornstarch.
Really? And what did you say?
I said, I think that is cornstarch.
I don't get it.
Neither do I.
It's been such a long time since anyone else was here.
Even longer than that, I'd imagine.
I suppose you'd like to see a room.
What, now?
Oh, well, all right. Oh, that's just Alice. She's not very fond of visitors, as you can see.
Alice, is she someone I should know? Alice, does she run this place, perhaps? Is this registering with you at all?
I'm beginning to wonder myself.
I'm so confused.
So, what about the stove?
Can I give you a hand up the stairs? Or
Why don't you give me a hand here?
that's what I said. How can I help?
Oh, it's all right. You go on up ahead, but be careful. We're a few steps short of the stairway.
Yes, I'd say so. While she went off in search of whatever, I ventured to the top of the stairs, what there was of them, and then down an endless corridor. As far as accommodation goes, it wasn't. Really more of an unpleasant corner of the mind. Doors to forgotten things, each one slightly ajar so I could just make up the contents. Dreadful little rooms, dilapidated hovels, really. There weren't even any beds that I could see. But there was a door at the end, however, which was closed. Was there another guest? I went up, and I knocked, but there was no answer. I reached for the doorknob, but it came off in my hand. And then I heard a woman's voice behind me. Go is all it said. I took it as a sort of hint.
Oh, what on earth are you doing out there? Where am I? Here's the soap then. It's all I can find.
Thank you. You went down, I thought.
No, but you have to go back up. You'll catch your death.
A death?
Yes.
If only. There's no escaping them. My God, it even conspired with the sea against me. And the setting sun sank.
But you saved yourself from drowning. I couldn't save myself. I mean, somehow they did. It's all part of the plan, don't you see? There I am, crawling out of the waves onto a beach. How? Climbing this cliff. I see this house, half fallen into the sea. They won't find me. Then I look up, and hanging by a rusty nail, there's this sign, this old sign, swinging wildly in the wind, suddenly coming loose and knocking me to the ground. I look, and there it is, the hotel name. The ends of the earth. Everything that woman said came true. This was meant to happen. Their plan isn't to kill me. They want to drive me mad.
Yes.
What?
So why don't you let yourself silently slip into the water? Escape them forever.
Maybe I don't want freedom, Quinn.
How about a sandwich then? I'll see what I can find, Mr. Travers. But don't expect me to wait on you hand and foot.
Sandwich? I say sandwich.
So if you don't want freedom,
What do you want, Walker? Knowledge. I need to know why they're doing this. What is this place? Where did she go? I don't want a sandwich. Mr. Travers. I'm not Mr. Travers. I don't even know a Mr. Travers. Someone arrived tonight. Hello? Ma'am?
Hello? Hello? I'm afraid this doorknob has... Hello? Where is that I'm supposed to sleep exactly? Where is that woman? Fell through the floor, one can only guess. Oh my God.
Oh,
opened, and I had just the equipment to do it. No dire warnings from anyone. Your other guest, the gentleman, Mr. Travers. Does he happen to be a slimy little weasel with a phony mustache by any chance?
There's one at the end of the hall.
Thought so.
So you decided you killed him right then and there?
I know how this works, Clayton. You take my own words and turn them around so that before I know it, I'm confessing to a murder.
You are?
Ah! My God, who was that?
Do you plan on making early?
If at all, thanks.
Are you need the alarm clock?
I don't. Wait, there was this woman. Where did she go? She was this nightmare of a woman. Horrible looking, dreadful. And. My God. You surprised me. Good evening. The name is Miles. Travers. I suppose I'll be staying here tonight and tomorrow. Well, I don't really know about tomorrow. I've been through a lot, really, recently.
Lily has an odd way of running things.
Really?
She seems to like guests.
Oh.
Personally, I don't like people at all.
Well, that would explain the sharp object.
That's why I came here in the first place. Not a lot of other visitors. Won't enjoy the management at all. We find it completely incompetent. I think you should both leave before it's too late.
Both?
You and the other lady.
What? Is that who's at the end of the hall?
You mustn't go in there.
I was only curious.
There is no room for curiosity in this place. Do you hear me?
Yeah. There's
No room.
So she told you.
She didn't tell me anything. All she told me was that there was no room for... Oh my God, that's it. No room. Didn't the psychic say there was a threshold beyond which she saw nothing? And didn't that unpleasant fairy worker say that half the house had fallen into the sea?
So you figured it out then?
I suppose, but... No.
Gee, that's crazy, Frankie. That's paranoia.
Yes, but what is paranoia if not a concept invented by who?
Paranoids.
What is sanity and who defines its boundaries? The system. You step out of place for one moment and there you are.
Mr. Travers!
Hello?
You're all over the place recently.
I'm right here.
Where?
Here.
You're right here.
That's what I said. Didn't I say?
Can't sleep, is that it? Hot milk.
What? Really?
Won't be a minute!
Okay.
Listen to you. She couldn't care less what's being said. Lily tends to answer questions that haven't even been asked yet. There's a certain hypnotic inevitability about it. She likes to trap people into confusion, so she's the only one who ever really knows what's going on. I suppose.
I see.
That's why people stay here. They don't know if they've arrived. Perhaps they don't know if they've ever even left. She's very convincing, in her way.
I suppose that's true. Why did you stop me from going through that door?
Did I?
You said go, so I stopped. Is it really necessary that all this be so enigmatic?
Get out of this house!
Gosh, hospitality really isn't much of a strong suit with you, is it?
I despise life's tourists, Mr. Travers.
My situation is a little more complicated than that.
It's never that complicated. We've all traveled our distances. And incidentally, when I said go, I meant you should keep going.
Hot milk! Oh, I forgot the milk.
Really, I don't need the milk. It's all right.
Who are you? Do you work here? Listen, this
Is Mr. Travers? I take it he's in the room at the end of the hall.
Why don't you go find out for yourself?
Why don't you show me? Here we are.
Really, I do wish you wouldn't make much of a fuss. I don't want you to wake the other guest.
Oh, there's only the one glass.
Good evening. Good evening.
It's only the one glass.
I didn't realize there was another face. No. Staying alone? Not any longer than I can help. You? I was just passing through myself.
Really?
Really.
How about a game of big whist, everybody? It's a bit late for cards, isn't it?
Turning in?
Thought I might.
Not really tired.
She seems determined for us to play.
Logic isn't really her strong suit.
Mr. Travers will sit here, and Mr. What should I call you, Mr. Travers?
Yes, what should we call you?
Anything will do. You don't have a fourth. That's a shame. There's Willie. Willie! Bigwitz! Willie will play. Ooh, Alice will play.
Has it occurred to you, Willie, that the two guests might not want to stay the entire night?
I don't feel much like going anywhere.
Neither do I. Mr. Travers and Travers will be partners. Alice and I will make up the winning team. Mr. Travers, you deal. Oh.
If she's decided the winners, then what's the point in playing?
I don't think there is any.
The point is to play anyway. It's terribly annoying.
Mr. Travers, you deal.
Who would like to cut the deck? Never mind.
These are nice. Posters. Yes, that's all right. You go ahead.
It was the longest, most complicated card game of my life.
Let's try.
The pictures of Prince Edward Island?
Ms. Walker seemed even more agitated by the situation than I did, which only led me to believe this was not a part of her plan.
I think we lost again, Mr. Travers.
It seems so.
Did you know then what you wanted to do?
I didn't do anything. She did.
But you knew what would happen if she went through that door.
All I knew is that I was tired and I wanted to go to bed.
So why didn't you?
Where?
What's the score now?
Something.
As the blind woman dealt the cards, I began to really wonder what the plan was.
Maybe there was no plan.
And the game went on and on forever. Finally, the loony one fell asleep, so the blind one got up and wandered off somewhere.
It's a perfect opportunity. There's no one around.
It was just me and her then,
Just you and I.
she said.
And what did you say?
Yeah, looks like it.
So.
So,
So. So. So.
Oh, for Christ's sake! How long did this go on for?
Forever.
How did you finally manage to grab his gun?
something fell.
Yes, I heard a struggle. No, I didn't think it was unusual.
Two women were killing each other.
As I said,
So I heard.
is there anything I can help you with, Mr. Clayton?
Just a couple of loose ends, ma'am.
Which I suppose you'd like to tie together somehow.
Don't worry, we will.
I don't find life as optimistic as you. It's not all that neat and tidy, Miss Irene.
Obviously.
I suppose you're referring to the state of things around here?
Well, it's a bit of a catastrophe. The authorities might have something to say about it before they shut it down.
Talk to the proprietor, if you're going to talk to anyone.
Oh, we will. Piece by piece, we intend to take this place apart until we find exactly what we're looking for.
And I'm sure you'll find something, somewhere, since you're so intent on it.
Yes, but I'm not so satisfied with the answers we've gotten recently.
Well, so far, I haven't given you any, Mr. Clayton.
story.
Story?
Who are you with?
Who are you with? Actually, speak with whom are you with? And why are you following me?
Now, this is something I didn't expect.
What?
You heard me.
Are you crazy?
Well, I am now.
Are you? You know this is kidnapping, right?
So that's it. You want me to go to jail for the rest of my rotten life?
You're darn right I do.
What have I ever done to you people?
What people?
You people, the organization you work for?
The Free Advertiser Weekly?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
It took a bit of sorting out, but eventually the whole thing started to unravel. At least on the face of it. It was still quite possible that one of us was lying. And I was positive it wasn't me. I didn't trust her, of course. But after listening to her for a while, I began to realize that she wasn't all that well connected to the people in charge. Just a nobody, really, in the scheme of things.
Who would want to follow her?
Couldn't they send someone important after me? Did they have to send you?
Listen, Walker. They couldn't be bothered to send anyone. Not only is nobody important after you, nobody at all is after you. There's not so much as the wind at your back.
Then perhaps you could explain all those secret messages in the paper.
One message.
And the phony name.
And what about the wire strippers, huh? What's more suspicious than an obscure piece of hardware?
I was installing a dimmer switch. Said all the time, there's something odd about it. You like to dim the lights occasionally?
Yes, in order to observe someone across the street.
All right. I was watching you. But only to find out why you were watching me.
But I wasn't watching you! Not until I realized that you were watching... My God. Is it possible?
What?
That we both jumped to the same hasty conclusion? We both mistakenly read the situation?
You like me to believe that, wouldn't you?
What else is there to believe?
If you haven't ruined my life, then who the hell has?
According to the story that unfolded, she lived the life of a mongrel dog. Is it any wonder that she thought someone else was responsible? How could she take this rotten existence as having been nothing more than an unlucky spin at the wheel? I understand.
How could she?
Wait a minute. Didn't you say that you were struck by lightning when you were 3? I wasn't struck, and I wasn't 3, I was 6, but it came very close. I've never told anyone this, Walker, but lightning hit our garage roof.
Probably the same.
Yes, but it was from that day forward that I felt compelled to avoid things. That danger was always close at hand. It changed me, formed me into this maladjusted and neurotic person that I am today. And here's something that I find quite remarkable, really. It was forged lightning, Walker. Was yours forged lightning?
I don't remember. I was 3, for God's sake.
Well, don't you think there could be a connection here? That we're tied together by some event? Don't you sense the sad beauty of it, Walker? The destiny that shaped our lives and brought us together?
Are you suggesting, even for a minute, you put up with the same shit in life that I have? Believe me, there's no connection between us, poetical or otherwise.
No, I haven't suffered as much as you, but I have suffered as long. The point is, we both suffered, and yet we both like to think of ourselves as having been singled out for some horrible treatment. You know, when I hear the whole story, I'm inclined to think of you as an insect, Walker. A spider, let's say. A frightened spider, really, just frozen on the wall, trying desperately to pretend like it's not there as the newspaper slowly rolls, and you're thinking, why are they coming after me? The truth is, there's no reason, Walker, except perhaps that it's vaguely annoying and perhaps a little ugly, but no reason. Nobody cares about you, Walker, and nobody cares about me.
It simply can't be true.
Yes, but like most things, like simply that can't be true. It probably is. I'm sorry, Walker. I wish life could have been more sinister.
Oh! I forgot I was here.
mind, Mr. Travers. I'd like to be of some use around here, since no one else is. It's been like this for as long as I can remember. I arrived here too once, just like everybody else. There wasn't so much as a bellman to collect my things. I went to my room and just sat on my bed for days. Alice would drift by every now and then in a dream, and then disappear. What an odd way she has of running things, I thought. Not a towel or a tea biscuit to be had. The days passed into weeks. I began to really wonder. I had to make my own breakfast, my own bed. One day, going by her room and noticing that there wasn't anyone about, I decided to poke my head in, look around. But no sooner had I gone through the door when she came charging up behind me. "Well," she said, "it's about time you made up the room. The service of this place is terrible." She thought I was the management, you see. I found myself surrendering to her conviction over time. And you mustn't tell poor Alice. You know how she is with guests. She'd hardly be pleased to discover I was one after all this time. Who likes to know that there's no one in charge of things? Leaves us with no one to complain about when things go wrong, as they so often do. One does wonder when they're going to finally show up, these absentee proprietors. I'm only staying as long as that, to pay my bill, and then I'll be on my way again. In the meantime, you must forgive poor Alice. She doesn't see things the way you and I do. As a matter of fact, she doesn't see them at all. So, quite naturally, she assumes that you're evil. People are always much worse when you imagine them.
She's right, Walker. I only think you're bad. Maybe you're not. There's too little faith in this world, Walker.
Shall I go get some?
Faith! I said faith? What? Here. Give me your hand.
It's unbelievable. I feel so... Well, I'm such an impulsive person by nature. I just assumed, and you seem so...
Naturally did.
I'm sorry. It's the strain of being alone in the world that does it. Do you suppose I could hug you? Would that be too much?
Yes, but...
What's the bastard up to now? That feels better, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? No, so... Poor jerk. Quite naturally, she was distraught. Apparently, terribly distraught, as a matter of fact.
I mentioned the word suicide several times. Is that really the story we're going with?
You don't believe me?
You followed a woman to a hotel, registered under a different name, and had a gun.
Excuse me, she had the gun.
Well, I thought you came to an understanding.
In theory, yes, but people never really lose their faith in skepticism. People are people, after all, Clayton. Who knows what's in their mind?
So you led her to her death? Is that what you're saying?
Actually, I did my best to stop her.
So what's the room at the end of the hall?
I think you'll find there's nothing there.
Listen, it's not that I don't trust you or anything, because I do.
You should.
Yes, but it's nice to have the evidence. Proof that you're a nobody, and nothing in that room up there to prove otherwise.
Nothing at all.
So you go.
Why?
I got that gun.
Yes, well, I already know there's nothing there. If I go, I can't prove anything to you. You're the skeptic.
I knew she was bluffing.
I knew, she knew I was bluffing.
Speaking as a friend, I want to believe you. But how can I, Frankie?
Well, friendship usually means having faith in someone you probably shouldn't.
Listen, I can't tell if you want me to go up there or if you don't. See?
I'll be honest with you, I don't.
You don't. That means you do. But maybe you're smarter than that, which means you really don't. Which means I should, right?
Well, I guess you should.
Which means I shouldn't. Which means I should, which means I shouldn't.
Oh, for God's sake.
Which means I will.
Whatever.
Whatever. She ran at me. It was self-defense.
Any witnesses?
Did somebody call?
Any credible witnesses?
It was self-defense.
Last time I checked, he was an armed walker. You don't have much of a case.
How's this for a case? She ruined my life.
Sure. So you set out to murder her and stuck around to cover up the evidence.
I was looking for evidence, Irene.
Of what?
Anything. Turning in. I think I'm gonna turn in now. Mr. Travers is gonna stay up for a while, aren't you? Mr. Travers. Yes, I am! All right, then. I'll be turning in now. Good night, Mr. Travers. Away she goes, then. Ah! Away she went. I suppose I must have fainted.
How bad of a shot was she?
Obviously bad enough.
Must have been. We never found a bullet.
Nightcap, Mr. Travers? No, I really must be going. Oh, I'll see if we have any of that.
But we found the gun.
That's good, isn't it? That's good, you found the gun.
Not so good for you. The gun is a fake, a prop.
A prop? What? I didn't know that. I was in danger.
We're in danger, yes, but not anymore.
But I didn't know that. I was the one who'd been murdered.
Let's be a bit more precise than that. Not murdered is more accurate.
Nevertheless, I felt I had to get out of there.
Of course you did.
Well, what else was I to do? I had to make my way back into my own life somehow. Whatever that meant.
What life? I thought you didn't have a life.
Well, I don't.
How did you find me anyways?
Well, it wasn't difficult. You're everywhere, Mona.
Do you know how many people have come out of my past, Frankie? Just because I've done a couple of movies now. People who don't have a life and are just looking for one. This is like, I can't handle this. This all happened so quickly. I mean, I haven't even had time to fire my agent yet.
But you know a lot of people.
Yeah, but all the wrong people.
Maybe you know someone who could help me make my way back into my life, help me get started again.
You told me once to be ruthless, Frankie.
I did?
I am not wearing that.
Well, I suppose I did. Nobody understands. Walker did. Your enemies always understand you. It's your friends who don't.
Not really, Frank, because then you'd have had to reckon up the war before you're ready. Now, you're on the right side of the road, heading straight to salvation. Hallelujah and amen. But don't cross over that line, or you'll be headed straight back the wrong way.
Do you really think that religion's the answer to this?
Something's gotta keep us on this road, man.
Oh, your friends never get it. Never at all. I really don't understand. Walker's the only one who understood me. Your friends never do. Well, friends. I thought maybe I'd go to a counselor. I don't know why. Guidance? I mean, where am I going? I've got this ticket stub to some unknown event that's already taken place. And is that my future? There's a letter B and a number 4 somewhere. Okay, I know that much. But I don't know. How can you look before you in life when you don't know what's there? I feel like I'm driving down a road, looking in the rearview mirror to see where I've gone, by where I've been, and I don't know. And I'm only arriving where I am by some benign accident. I don't understand. So, do you want to get back together then? No, not really, do you? No, not really. The whole situation with Walker gave me such focus in life. What's gonna keep me focused now? She made me crazy. How am I gonna stay crazy? I don't understand. What's making me crazy now? I don't know.
these photos?
Not only do I don't recognize them, I wish I did. We all wish we didn't know criminals. Criminals?
What else can you tell us?
I have no information. You're psychic. No one would say that. But what does it mean?
You tell us.
I'm psychic. People come to me for help. I tell them what I see.
And what did you see?
Two women running from each other. Who collide?
That's very profound. It's no wonder you charge good money for that.
Of course, I withhold the extrasensory,
But not the extra income, from what I understand.
What would you want to know?
What answers do you have?
You must follow the stores, Mr. Pike.
Stores?
The mystic store, step by step, until you reach the answer.
Reach the step by stairs?
Look at it, and you will see. The answer, it lies there.
Ma'am?
And what happened to her body? But it kind of just disappeared. The last time I saw her, she was dead in a chair. Obviously, they moved in very quickly to dispose of it. I wasn't about to stick around to find out.
Leaving so soon?
I've got to get with you.
Good.
You ought to have warned me about that room. Fortunately, I couldn't get in. There was no knob on the door. But I could tell something was wrong by the wiring. There was a short in the light switch when I turned it on. That's the first thing that struck me, or should I say gave me a small electric shock. Bingo! I thought. Then when I peeked through the hole where the knob had been, I couldn't help but notice it was raining inside. That was a pretty good indication.
This house is falling away, little by little, piece by piece. The edge of the world draws nearer.
Are you with them?
I'm not with anybody.
To tell you the truth, I don't trust blind people. I always feel like they're looking at something I can't see.
Just infinity, Mr. Travers. Breakfast! Oh, never mind, Lily. We can't stay long. We can't abide by the service here.
By the way, what have you done with the body?
Body? Lily, have you seen the body?
Really?
You appear to be missing one.
No, have you? Never mind. Someone's already taken care of it. But who? I left blind Alice and her friend Willie where I found them, and I found myself headed back in the direction I'd come. Well, I discovered myself headed back to the town where I'd first seen her. And what do you think I saw? Her. Same bus stop.
Same situation. It was as if the whole thing had never happened in the first place.
Hey, you aren't gonna go running off again this time, are you? Leave me here with nobody to be in charge of?
That's a preposition, Mr. Fenn.
Well, a job offer anyway.
I thought you were retiring.
Oh, work is so much easier.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna get up to then, instead of your job offer?
Great, thank you. That's very considerate, but I do have something to attend to first. A criminal action.
You wanted to tell me, Frankie, I don't want to know.
I'm filing a criminal action. She tried to kill me, and I have witnesses. I'm gonna charge Ms. Walker with attempted murder.
I'm afraid she's already filed a charge against you.
What? She has?
Attempted murder.
What? She can't do that!
You're right. She can't, and neither can you.
The police will decide who can charge who with what, for what, where, whenever, under whose authority.
She tried to kill me!
So you'll both be charged and you'll both serve time.
Time? Serve time?
This is just exactly what she wanted to accomplish. Finish me off in jail, one way or the other.
I'll take her down with me. I thought, and God help me, I did. Actually, we sort of took each other down. There wasn't a lot of evidence.
So we said about each other.
As well, the witnesses were not as forthcoming as I had thought they'd be, and those that were, well,
Oh, I certainly was.
they each had their own unique version of events.
I didn't see a thing.
Everybody always does.
It was this big. It was this big.
People will contradict each other with absolute abandon if they get the chance. It seems to be the outcome of asking anyone an opinion. The truth is just a bunch of little lies in the right order. That's why I like order. In a way, I don't mind going to jail. It gives me time to think of the proper arrangement of things. It's only a short sentence anyway, and the attempted murder, as it happens, had been thrown out on a number of grounds in favor of the lesser charge of public mischief. The judge, who I apparently had rudely delivered a free Advertiser Weekly, said that in deference to my gardening background, she could understand how two weeds might get crossed, or
How two wires might get crossed?
but not two grown women. Or perhaps she doesn't quite understand human nature as Walker and I have come to. As it turns out, people are a little like slugs, really. You can't imagine why they exist, except perhaps to keep each other company, and to leave a trail of slime, of course. In sentencing, the judge, who said that such enmity as ours should always be put face to face with each other, said that we would both have to go to the same prison. And not only that, we were made to share the same prison cell. Keep your head up, it'll stop the bleeding.
I kind of think of it, maybe that blind woman was never really blind at all. That's a smart way to spy on people, don't you think? Or you could pretend you were deaf. People would talk about you and you know what they were saying, but you wouldn't let on. Or you could pretend you were reading a newspaper when really you were planning something.
Trust me, I'm not planning anything.
Oh, well, then I won't believe.
Hey, look, some guy just won a big lottery
Some guys knows.
with the same name as yours, Walker.
Let me see that. That's me. Thank you.
How's that for luck?
We couldn't get a conviction in the end. Not a real one.
I told you what I saw. We're both in jail now anyway. What more do you want?
The truth.
The truth has a funny way of coming apart in your hands. Keep unraveling, and you'll unravel the whole cloth.
There are just too many questions left unsolved for me in this case. Now that we have the perpetrators, we intend to uncover the crime. Something's going on somewhere. Always has been, always will. I won't be fooled into thinking otherwise. Only to come in for questioning.
I belong right here, Miss Irene. One ought to stay where one belongs, don't you think? Be satisfied with the way things are.
I am never satisfied until I've reached the end of a case. And honestly, I don't think I've ever reached the end of one. Ever. Once, when I was a child, I saw this terrific lightning storm in the distance. And while others stupidly sat on the windowsill, watching evil flash its evil teeth at the world, I went off in search of it, from horizon, always arriving before the fact, like some breathless academic. But now, I will not be doing that.
Your life has a sort of theme to it. That's comforting.
For now, I'd like to know where these stairs really lead.
Of course you would.
We have a psychic working with us on the case now. She said we might find some answers up there. Follow the stairs, she said. What do you say?
You'll find nothing.
Of course you told us there's nothing, but whoever really believes what people tell them? And unless we see it for themselves, we'll never be able to confirm. Maybe the evidence has been manufactured in order to look like evidence. That's what keeps us wondering. Searching, digging, penetrating, that's what keeps us going.
Oh, they all went off somewhere. All the people, off they went.
Oh my God!
Yes, Willie. There they go. One by one. Some this way, some that. Each their own demise. What's that sound?
Perhaps it's just things coming to their conclusion.
Is someone coming up the road?
One can only hope.
Under the I-17, O12, N60, wait, B4.
I would like to thank our teachers, Ms. Peters and Ms. Kirkley, as well as Madam Darkman and Mr. Langton, who have spent countless hours with us at rehearsals after school, trying to put this all together. I would also like to thank Ms. Marshall, Mr. Severia, and Ms. Fleet, who organized the Art and Foods Night that you all got to
such as Ellie and Emma, our assistant student directors. They're amazing. We also like to thank Emily and Amy and the sound crew of our and everyone else on deck, as well as all the other amazing students who made us pull off this play. As well, we'd like to thank our student director, Edie.
Last but certainly not least, I would like to thank Madeline, the